and a yes. What God has for you is your fit, and nobody needs to add a thing to it. What he leads you to, he will back and confirm. God has made me disregard some old era rules. Old era rules that was for his people for a time. He has broke me from tradition and at the same time sent me to people that are stuck in it. That's why his people, like prophetic people, should not just be sidelined mouthpieces, always with an opinion, but instead they need to be open and pliable. God may send you to dead houses that you see through. And you're like, I won't go back in there because God delivered me from the religious system. But maybe if you love enough, you can be sent to go help people that God cares about. You know, if we love enough, we can help people that are undeserving and ungrateful. If we care enough, we can help people that will never say thank you. If we care enough, we will go to the people that persecute us, even though I know you just talked against me in your house because I could hear your thoughts, because I'm anointed. But I won't address that. I'm going to do what God sent me to do to help you. Though I know that you're about to turn on me, I'm going to do what God sent me to do. And it don't make sense to some people why I do some things, but as long as I'm following the Spirit. So I'm trying to teach you guys to stop following your feelings and your own opinions and your own rules that you made and others' ideas for you. We have to be so pliable that we can say yes when it don't look or feel right. That we will stay in that connection when it don't look or feel right if God tells you to stay. Anyway, I also want to talk about breakthrough agents are sometimes trained to break rules, lines, order. Some of you are ranking up and in assignments that break some believers' rules. They say, touch not, taste not. Oh, and that's a no-no. But not one gives you the yes, yes. So walk on your yes. Fly on that yes. Run on that yes. It may baffle you. You may not be able to fully explain it all. You may not get why fully just yet, but God has your orders. This is where He has me, and it's crazy, but I will walk on what He tells me to walk through. And it's for those who aren't afraid to follow on a new word or a different word, or it ain't your friend's word, or it ain't your mama's word, or it ain't your family's word, or it ain't your grown kid's word. Maybe you raise your kids a certain way. Now the Lord's shifting you to a different direction or a different way, or adding something to your life. And then some people might say, well, why are you doing that or having that or getting this or working there? Or how come you're making more and now you're driving that? Don't worry about it. I'm walking on my word. I'm walking on my word, but are you walking on your word? I'm building the foundation He's giving me, but are you building the foundation He's given you? A wise man builds his house on the rock. Is the rock on what you're building? Like, is he backing it? Like, get your nose out of my stuff. I'm doing what He's telling me. How about you? Sometimes you have to be like that. When your people are just critical, but you have God's word on it. Anyway, that was a sidebar and a side note. You have to know when God's graced you for something, and when He's leading it, His presence is on it. When God's over it, you still heal and you still hear Him. You still advance. So are you still healing? Are you still hearing the Lord when He's talking to you in the many ways that He communicates to you? And are you still advancing? If not, the blessing's not on your house. Okay? Now, if all is not falling apart, and even if all is shaking and all are manifesting their things against you, God Himself is still with you and talking and making a way. That's how you know His blessing is still on you. See, where God leads, He will bless. Our blessings, our way, our path may not look the same. You may be graced, and that's meaning empowered to walk through or to handle or to hold something. God has to grace you for something. He's taught me that He goes beyond lines and works you in dark fields or where His people said we're not to go. He's taught me He breaks tradition. He's shocked the crap out of me. He's taught me to make a stick move like a snake, just like Moses, and throw it down and pick it up. He's taught me he can hide you, yet bring you into open spaces. He's taught me that he causes many more great works to be done and how to move in different ways in the spirit. And as long as he's given you a yes, you're right before him. He's shown me he won't take all of us the same way. There's no one size fits all. He will make some of you pair with who they say you can't. He will free you from tradition, let you see through it all, and send you back for the stuck ones who limit God. He will send you with power to those who didn't know they could tap in to free him. He will tell you to not do something for like tens of years and then suddenly take the parameters off because now it's time, it's the right place, it's the right season, it's the right, connection. Um, the timing is right, the season's right. The more that God trusts you, he will send you like a show before many who don't hear him for you, and they may persecute you. You may have a route that puzzles you yet blesses you. You will have persecution too. You will be judged. They may say he's not sending you to that work or to that person or to that house or to get that car, but you know that God's telling you to go do that. If you can obey by faith and not always relying on your reason, and God can use you to raise the dead or whatever he wants to do through you because you trust him like crazy. Now you aren't in faith as a baby, but more in full stature. He's trying to make us like him, unlimited. So walk on your personal word from the Lord. The protection is granted in that word that he has for you, but the grace may not be for another to do the same as you. They might end up in a storm that they cannot fight through. If they try to do what you do or you try to do what they do, just stay in your lane. If you rely on and trust on God's yes and his blueprints for you, and then you don't pride self in validations of man. He will sustain you. This is why he walks prophets through so many hard tests and even tests about money, or he teaches them how to be delivered from self-reliance and job and family and love and support of man. He delivers us from this so that we know how to walk on our word. He also even used Hosea, who had crazy faith and wanted to obey the Lord so much that he loved, even when it looked like he was shortchanged and crazy and in something that's non-reciprocal seeming. If you can love like Hosea and man doesn't understand, you are closer to Jesus. God can trust you more than the proud, because the proud are going to say, if they love me right or on my timing or in my timing, or if they give me this ring in this timing, or if they take me on a trip, or if he buys me clothes, or if he lends me $5 every time I ask him, or like people have these rules and lists, and you can miss somebody very special that God has for you. Maybe they're just super stubborn and they don't get it yet, but that could be the best person of your life that you're going to build $1 billion business with or something. That person that's so stubborn. But the thing about being stubborn, the flip side is that means that somebody is super determined. And so maybe God's going to send you to somebody that's super determined, but first you have to love them through their stubborn time. What if you're in a good job, but it looks so bad, but you're like, I think I'm supposed to get out of here because I don't like it, and it don't feel right. It don't feel right. But what is God telling you? Is he saying to stay when it don't feel right? Because God might know that he's going to put you into a managerial position that's going to bless you so much, it's going to be crazy. But if you rely on your feelings and you're looking at the circumstance, you might miss the biggest blessing of your life. So I'm trying to teach you to stop following your feelings, but to learn long suffering. Long suffering. I'm not saying to be abused. I'm saying you got to learn long suffering. And yeah, sometimes people do say or do things and we're like, wow, this ain't right. But God might say to stand there. Do you know how to suffer or be poor or have little when you could have more? That was a rhyme. Anyway, then God can trust you. Anyway, this is the Unboxed Prophet. My name is Anna Clark, apostle, seer, prophet, more than that. but really I'm just a servant of Jesus Christ, who I flatlined, died, went to hell, and then he called my name. Then I went to heaven and I met him over 26 years ago. And I'm here today saying that he's real. There's no grave. He wants you to know him, and he has the answers for your life. Do not be afraid to connect with me. www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. My name is Anna Clark. God's unboxing me. He's breaking my own rules. He's breaking my fears. He's ruining my fears. He's breaking my limits. He's smashing my fears. He's dashing my fears. He's canceling the plans of the enemy on my life as I just stay obedient. I'm overcoming curses on my bloodline, even marine spirits, water spirits, mermaid spirits, witchcraft. I'm overcoming it. I'm like a Daniel. I'm in the field that Daniel was over, and I'm set over like a Daniel. And I like it. I like that God's enlarging my territory. I like that he's blessing me in a place that believers say that God won't send you, but he does. And I'm here to connect with you. This is my message, and it is Holy Spirit approved. And I hope that you know Jesus today. And if you don't, you can know him. If you don't know him, you can connect with me as well. Thank you very much.